NDNB offers our comprehensive SOC 2 compliance checklist for service organizations all throughout North America seeking to undertake annual SOC 2 Type 1 and SOC 2 Type 2 audits. With more and more businesses being required to comply with the AICPA SOC 2 reporting framework, here's what you need to know for ensuring an efficient auditing process from beginning to end. Number 1. Start with the SOC 2 Scoping and Readiness Assessment. Learning about SOC 2, all the technical merits and other important considerations, begins by performing a comprehensive SOC 2 Scoping and Readiness Assessment. When performed correctly by a competent CPA firm, businesses will gain true insight and understanding into their control environment, specifically the current status of one's internal policies, procedures, and processes. This is critically important because SOC 2 assessments evaluate a laundry list of common criteria, which are essentially an organization's internal control framework. You'll also gain a strong understanding of audit boundaries, personnel expectations, and much more when performing a SOC 2 Scoping and Readiness Assessment. What are the benefits of NDNB SOC 2 Readiness Assessment for North American businesses? Well, scope confirmation. Scope creep is often a large issue when performing SOC 2 assessments, as an almost endless list of information systems, people, and locations can be considered in scope for the audit. Determining the exact business process, along with what specific systems are going to be assessed, is critically important. Let's talk about a clear picture for remediation. As a service organization, you'll want to know exactly what is needed in terms of remediating and correcting all internal control weaknesses and deficiencies prior to the actual SOC 2 audit. So that's exactly what a SOC 2 readiness assessment offers. From gaps in documentation to missing security controls and more, identifying and correcting such issues is absolutely essential for ensuring satisfactory audit results. Let's talk about the audit success. Diving headfirst into a SOC 2 assessment without any real preparedness on your organization's part is really not recommended. And hopefully by now you can see why. So talk to the experts in NDNB today for all your compliance needs. Understanding the audit boundaries, what needs to be remediated, and being provided numerous tools for audit success are the real benefits of NDNB SOC 2 Readiness Assessment. So give us a call today. You can speak with Chris Nichols, CPA, at 1-800-277-5415, extension 706, or you can email him directly. So let's talk about the second item, which is to learn more about the SOC 2 auditing process. What's an audit actually look like, okay? Let's think about that. Well, good question. Here's some things you need to know. First and foremost, it's about providing audit deliverables to the auditors. Items such as screenshots of system settings, log reports, memos, and other system outputs are what the auditors are after, so keep this in mind. It's also about documentation, your policies and procedures. Essential documents detailing one's internal control activities for which auditors will also be asking for. In summary, expect to be handing over a tremendous amount of material to the auditors during the SOC 2 audit process. All right, number 3 in our SOC 2 readiness checklist. You'll need to determine next steps in regards to critical remediation. Look, after the successful completion of a SOC 2 scoping and readiness assessment, all businesses will have some degree of remediation to perform. After all, no single organization ever has a picture-perfect internal control environment. It just doesn't happen. So, with that said, it's important to begin the process of correcting all deficiencies found, especially the critical technical IT challenges, which can include a wide range of issues. Common technical remediation areas consist of reconfiguring network devices, hardening servers, enforcing stronger passwords, and much more. So it's important to have capable employees on board with the requisite skill sets that can successfully perform all necessary changes to your information systems. You need to develop all necessary policies and procedures. Yep. Documentation. So what's one of the most demanding and grueling aspects of becoming SOC 2 compliant, or really any type of regulatory compliant mandate meeting it? It's developing all the required InfoSec security policies and procedures and other supporting docs. In fact, whatever compliance mandate is, the documentation is often the most exhaustive part of becoming compliant. I know you don't like hearing it, but that's the truth. But it's also why businesses turn to us, because we offer a complimentary set of security policies consisting of hundreds of pages of InfoSec policies, procedures, forms, checklists, and more. These save you dozens and dozens of hours and thousands of dollars. Trust us on that one. So with NDNB, SOC 2 compliant really just became that much easier thanks to our complimentary InfoSec templates. Think about it. Do you really want to spend dozens upon dozens of hours authoring InfoSec security policies and procedures? Probably not. Call and speak with CPA Chris Nichols, and he'll give you a better idea about our policies and procedures templates and how they can help you. Item number 5. You want to undertake essential IT and security operational remediation. Okay, remediation is not just about policies and procedures. So while remediating policy documents can be a challenge, don't forget about critical security remediation initiatives for many of your information systems. For example, some things we talked about earlier, and I'll get a little more detailed now. Businesses often find they need to reconfigure firewall rules, strengthen password parameters, re-provision servers with better hardening standards. Just a few of the notable examples that you'll often find in terms of security remediation. Most of the mandates are generally done by internal employees as far as remediation, as they know their systems better than anyone else. But NDNB does offer meaningful security remediation services if you need them. Number 6, you want to reassess and confirm that remediation is successful. So once all the remediation activities have been performed, that's great, but now it's time to validate the controls are in place and functioning as required. We typically call it an audit dry run, an activity that can essentially be performed by internal personnel for helping ensure all your internal controls, again, your documented policies, procedures, processes are in place and functioning as designed prior to the audit. You want to learn more about a dry run audit? Give Chris a call, 800-277-5415, extension 706. Number 7, you want to assess third-party scoping parameters. All right, look, in today's economy, everybody's outsourcing to everybody. So basically, outsourcing the use of third-party entities for performing essential services, well, that's the new norm. It's only going to continue to grow. Therefore, organizations who are in fact outsourcing critical business functions need to be aware of having regularly scheduled due diligence initiatives in place for these actual entities. Your internal controls are only as good as the outsourcing entity's internal controls. All the more reason for having a structured, formalized, and documented process in place with checklists and other essential documents. And we have those, we can give those to you. As for SOC 2 compliance, auditors will often want to learn more about the services being performed by third parties and what assessment procedures, if any, should be performed for validating an adequate system of internal controls are in place. All right, so just keep that in mind. Number 8, you want to work with your auditors in developing assessment and testing criteria. So from a scope perspective, you want to ask yourself and work with the auditors, which are the relevant trust services, principles, and criteria the TSPs are going to be included within the scope? What are the deliverables going to be? These are just a few of the important things you'll want to cover when preparing for the SOC 2 journey. NDNB is North America's SOC 2 leaders. We've been helping service organizations for well over 15 years. We consider ourselves high-quality, competent SOC 2 professionals, along with SOC 1, PCI DSS, GLBA, GDPR, the whole alphabet that's out there. We offer fixed-fee pricing, high-quality services and solutions, and have been well-known provider to businesses all throughout North America. Give Chris a call, 1-800-277-5415, extension 706, or email him at cnickel@ndbcpa.com to learn more.